Hi everyone, welcome to another video from me, Damian. For those who do not know, I'm a Math Tutor in Pusat Tuition 30D. So let's look at the SPM past year mathematics question for 2022. So let's get to questions right now. The mathematics paper 1 SPM past year questions from the 2022 here. So if you look at the question 1 here. So if you look at the question 1, it's an extremely simple question. Why? Because all the values in the question are in numbers. When every value in the question are numbers and it involves a calculation, we can always just use our calculator to solve the whole question. So we just key in exactly as it is written in the question. Okay, just follow exactly what's written in the question. Make sure to put all the relevant brackets inside. Okay, then plus 3 over 5 divide 2.5. And we will straight away get the final answer that we need. So no need to do any special method, no need to do any complicating methods. Just straight away, just key into your calculator. And we can get the final answer exactly as how we want it to be. Of course, if they want it in decimals, then you just change it to the decimal form. Okay. Or if you're using MS version calculator, you want it to be fraction, press the fraction button to change it to the fraction form. Question 2 here. Multiply 2 to the previous number. Okay. That's the pattern that we want in the number sequence. So we want to identify which number sequence follows this pattern. So we want to see which one from the term to the next term, it's all multiplied by 2. If I try to multiply 2 here, it doesn't become 4. So definitely not the first. This times 2 is 4, but 4 times 2 should be 8 instead of 6. So this is wrong as well. This one 3 times 2 is 6, but 6 times 2 is 12. So also wrong. Whereas this 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 16, 16 times 2 32. So answer must be D. Okay. Yeah, this pattern is actually plus 3 and this pattern is actually plus 2. Whereas this one is square numbers and square. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. Question 3, index, where we want to simplify this index. Even in this question, if you want to use calculator, if you're using the class width calculator, you can actually do this quite easily. Put it in the fraction form. So times 2 to the power 4 over 12. I just press equals, and then I use the prime factorization function, shift degree button. See? Straight away, I can get the final answer, 3 to the power 7 times 2 to the power 2. But if you're not using this calculator, then this method wouldn't be feasible. You wouldn't be able to do this method. So instead, I have to change the 12 to prime factorize the 12 in the multiplication of its prime factors. So 12 is 2 times 6, 6, 2 times 3. So means 12 is 2 squared times 3. So in other words, is 3 to the power 8 times 2 to the power 4 divided by 2 to the power 2 times 3. So divide means power minus, 3 to the power 8 minus 1. No power means it's power 1, not power 0. Make sure you are aware of that. Times 2 to the power 4, divide as well. So minus power 2. 3 to the power 7 times 2 to the power 2. That's the manual way of doing it. So depending on which calculator you use, there might be an easier way to do so. You just need to be aware of it. So it's okay to use functions in your calculator. You are given the calculator, you are allowed to make use of the technology you're given. In fact, that in itself, it's a valuable skill. Okay, a valuable skill for you to learn, to make use of technology to make your life easier. So question 4 here. Given table shows the number of residents of several cities. Which of the following number of residents of cities A, B, C, or D is rounded off correct to 3 significant figures? Which is correctly rounded off to 3 significant figures. So all of this is million. So we just have to see the first 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3. So next number is 9, so it should round off to 3. So this is wrong. 1, 2, 3. Next number is 5, should round off to 1. Wrong as well. 1, 2, 3. Next number is 0, round out, so it remains at 6. So this would be the correct one. Whereas this one, 1, 2, 3. Next number 8, also round up, becomes 2 instead of 1. Yeah. So the only correct one is C. Right. Then, question 5. Express this as a number in base 2. So this is the expanded notation form of your base 2 value. So we start with the highest power, 2 to the power of 3. That's one of it. So we put 1. After 2 to the power of 3 is 2 to the power of 2. There's also 1 of it. Okay, 1 times of it, so 1. After that is 2 to the power of 1. So there's no 2 to the power of 1 here. So I put 0. And the 2 to the power of 0, I have 1. So 1. Base 2. So it's 1101 in base 2. Question 6. Sheila bought a bottle of perfume for 245 base 8 ringgit after a discount of 40%. What is the original price of the perfume in base 8? So I just want to keep it in base 8. Okay, I just want to keep it in base 8. So I just need to figure out after a discount of 40% what it would be. Okay. The thing about this question is the price is in base 8. However, the discount of the price after discount of 40%, but the percentage here is a number that we express in base 10. So you cannot be using base 8 and base 10 value at the same time to calculate. So we have to convert from base 8 to base 10 first. So how do we convert from base 8 to base 10? You can do the manual conversion where we take base power 0, power 1, power 2, put in expanded notation form. 2 times 8 to the power 2 plus 4 times 8 plus 5. But rather than doing that, I can also use the function in the calculator. Menu base 10. Start with octal. 245 equals. Then I put decimal that converts to base 10. Or if I want to convert base 2, then just use binary. So 245 in base 8 is 165 in base 10. So 165 in base 10 is the price after discount. So it's not 100%. So you don't go and times 140%. You take this being 60% of the original price after the 40% discount. So in order to convert to 100% price, I times 100% divide by 60%. Okay, times 100 over 60. So 165 times 100 over 60, I get 275. That's the value in base 10. Then I convert to base 8 octal, 423 in base 8. Okay, if you do the manual conversion and you divide 8, take the remainders. Yeah. Okay, like for example here, there is 34, remainder 3, 8, 4, remainder 2, divide 8, 0, remainder 4. So 4, 2, 3 in base 8. Right, that's question 6 here. Question 7. Shami wants to buy a car which costs 63,000 ringgit. He needs to prepare a down payment as the bank only approves a loan of 50,000 ringgit. What is the minimum amount that he needs to save every month for 5 months if his savings at the moment is 10,500 ringgit? So basically, amount that it needs to save, I just take 63,000 minus the 50,000. So the down payment would be the 13,000 ringgit. He currently has 10,500. So 13,000, I minus what he already has. I'm left with 2,500 ringgit that needs to be saved. So 2,500 ringgit divided by 5 months means every month is just 500 ringgit. So as long as you understand how everything relates, then the calculation itself is actually very simple. Okay, no need to count everything at once. You can break it down into smaller parts. Okay, like what I did here. I have the cost, I have the down payment, so I find out how much he needs to pay. He has already have this amount, then this amount he needs to pay, so minus to get how much he needs to save. Then only I divide by 5 months to get how much per month. Question 8. The given table shows the property assessment tax rate that needs to be paid by the residents in town S. If the property assessment tax rate in town T is 1.5 times higher than the property assessment tax rate in town S for the same annual value. So I'm going to calculate the amount of property assessment tax to be paid by a resident in town T. Right? So this is the property assessment tax in town S and the annual value in town S. We just know the difference is in the property assessment tax rate and they have the same annual value. So 1.5 times higher means 1.5 times the 6%. I get 9%. So the tax, the assessment tax will be 9% of the annual value. So I take 9% times 5820. We'll change this back first. 9% times 5820, and we get 523 ringgit and 80 cents, which is answer D here. Right, that's for the whole year. Okay, sometimes they can ask about half a year, then you make sure to divide by 2. But in this case, it's for the whole year. So leave it as it is. Then, question 9. Question 9 here, we have the table showing premium rate for the motor policy that is used in Malaysia, motor insurance. So Encik Jamil works and lives in Perak. So Perak would be in Peninsular Malaysia. He wants to buy the third-party policy for his car with the capacity of 1,800 cc. So not exceeding 2,200. So it'll be this. Encik Jamil's no claim discount value is 45%. So for third-party policy, there's no rate or anything. It's straight up that amount. So if the no claim discount value is 45%, which means what he needs to pay would be 55%. So I just calculate 55% of the price for the third party policy. 55% of 151.2, which I will get 83 ringgit and 16 cents. So answer would be D. Question 10. Very simple, just expand these brackets, expanding the factorized form. So we just multiply and expand one by one. X times y, xy, x times negative 3x minus 3x squared, 3y times y plus 3y squared, 3y times negative 3x minus 9xy. Then we simplify. So since they put 3y squared in front, I also put 3y squared in front. Then the xy, positive 1 minus 9. So I get minus 8xy. Then minus 3x squared. Which there is a mistake in the questions here. It should all be minus here. Right. Okay, so answer should be the D. Okay, but it should be minus. Question 11. B equals pi r square h. Express r in terms of h and v. Expressing r in terms of the h and v. So I need to rearrange the subject for this formula. Okay, so bring over everything except for the r. So I get rid of the pi and h times opposite divide. Whatever you bring over, do the opposite of it. So times opposite divide. I'm left with r square. So opposite of square is square root. Make sure you square root the whole thing and not just the top nor the bottom. It should be the whole fraction. So square root of v over pi h. Answer A. Question 12. The given diagram shows a straight line RS on a Cartesian plane. It is given that OR equals 3 over 4 OS. OR is 3 over 4 OS. So since OS is 8, OR is 3 over 4 times 8, which would be 6. So this height is 6. Means the y-intercept should be 6 here. So gradient of RS, I can use the formula, okay, for the gradient, negative y-intercept over x-intercept. Negative y-intercept over x-intercept, which is given in the formula sheet. Okay. However, I've seen a lot of people forgetting the negative signs, even though the formula is given. So make sure you don't make that mistake and have that negative gradient. Negative y-intercept 6 over x-intercept 8. Simplify, negative 3 over 4. Answer B. Question 13. It is given that a quadratic function y equals ax squared plus 9x plus c, such that a and c are constants. So if a is negative 1 and c is negative 18, which graph represents the function? Absolutely simple here. A value, when it's negative and positive, we can see whether it's U-shape or N-shape. When it's positive, smile. Negative is bad, so frown. So in this case, negative 1 means it should be a negative value, so frown. In other words, the graph should be N-shape, so definitely it wouldn't be A or B. C values indicates the y-intercept, which both indicates negative 18. So we look at the B value, that B value when it's positive for U-shape. Okay, for U-shape, when it's positive, the axis of symmetry on the left. When it's negative, axis of symmetry on the right. But when it's N-shape, when it's frown, then it's the opposite. Means B is negative. When it's on the left, B is positive when it's on the right. So in this case, positive, so it should be on the right side, which means answer should be C. Right? Then, question 14. Given diagram shows a weighing scale, which of the following linear inequalities is the most accurate to represent the situation that we have here? Which linear inequality can represent this? So this square, is represented by X. This is represented by Y. And each of these is one marble. So, in other words, 2x plus, this is Y, sorry, no, and this is Y plus 5 marbles. And this is heavier. Heavier means it should be higher value. So more than 2x more than Y plus 5. Answer should be the 8. Yeah. So the inequality can be represented in a weighing scale. The principle is the same as like how it is on a weighing scale. Question 15. We have these 3 inequalities here. So all of it shows the same 3 lines. Definitely these are the 3 lines that represent the inequalities. So the diagonal line is y equals x. Vertical line is x equals 5. Getting 4 lines. Y that's all equals 0. Y equals 0 is the x-axis. And y equals x minus 3 is, it must be this line. My bad. Y equals negative x is this. This is y equals x minus 3. So we look at the lines one by one. X less than 5 to the left, all of it follows. Y less or equals 0 below the x-axis, which A and B is not. Y more or equals negative x. Y equals negative x is this slanting line down. So that's equal and is more. So it should be above, which both, this follows, but this one is a solid line. This one is a dotted line. So dotted line would be wrong. Answer must be C. Okay. Whereas the other line, y less than x minus 3, the x minus 3 line should be dotted line. This is solid line, it's wrong. Okay, so answer C. Question 16. Okay, I have the speed against time graph. And I'm given rate of change of speed for the last 9 seconds is negative 14.2/3 meter per second. So for last 9 seconds means this part of the graph. So if I want to find the value of V, means I look at the gradient to compare the rate of change of speed. So change in speed, negative V, over change in time, which is the 9 seconds, should be equals to the negative 14.2/3 meter per second. So cancel the negative. V is 14.2/3 times 9, which I can just calculate using calculator. 14.2/3 times 9, and I get 132. Value of V, 132. Question 17. It is given that x varies directly as y squared. Okay, x varies directly as y squared. Express x in terms of y. All this should be x. Error when you type this. So x varies directly as y means as y squared means x equals to k times y squared. So I have to find the value of k. Just substitute in the values of the variables of the y and the x. So 2/5 equals k times 1/2 squared, which is 1/4. Then I just bring over the 1/4. 2/5 times 4/1 equals k. Opposite of fraction, flip the fraction around. In other words, k is 8/5. So put it back, I get x equals 8/5 y squared, which answer would be D. Yeah. Question 18. Value of resistance R, ohms, of a wire varies inversely as the square of its radius, RCM. Given R, the resistance is 0.5 ohms, radius is 0.1 cm. Find the value of R when resistance is 2 ohms. So we form the equation first. Okay, it's better to form the equation first. Of course, I can compare both by using ratio, but I would say it's easier to understand and more standardized method. Okay, when we find the equation first that relates this. So resistance varies inversely, means K over square of its radius square. So I sub in 0.5 ohms is K over 0.1 square. 0.5 times 0.1 square is K. K would be 0.5 times 0.1 square, which is either 1 over 200 or 0.05. You can press Shift E and G to change it to the decimal form. Right. Oh wait, it's 0.005, my bad. So it's up to you, 0.005 or 1 over 200. So let's say I use 1 over 200, then it will be R equals 1 over 200 R squared. So I want when resistance is 2 ohms. 2 equals 1 over 200 R squared times 200. It's 1 over R squared, means 400. So flip it around. 1 over 400 would be R squared. Square opposite square root of 1 over 400, which is 1 over 20. And I can put 0.05 decimals. Equation 19. The height of a solid varies directly as its volume and inversely as the square of its radius. It is given that the height of the solid is 7 cm when its volume is 269.5 cm cubed and radius 3.5 cm. So another variation question here, whereby the height varies directly as volume and inversely, so put it below, over square of the radius, so R square. So height is 7, volume is 269.5, radius 3.5. So I can find K using that. 7 equals K times 269.5 over 3.5 square. So bring over 7 times 3.5 square, divide by 269.5, and I get K. So get the value of K here. 7 times 3.5 square, divide by 269.5, and I get 7 over 22. So in other words, H equals 7 over 22, 7V over 22 R squared. So I want radius when height is 21, sub into the formula that we get, volume 1996.5 over 22 R squared. Bring up the R squared, bring down to 21. Radius square is 7 times 1996.5 over 22 times 21. Radius will be square of 7 times 1996.5 over bracket 22 times 21. 30.25, which I can square root and get 5.5. Answer A. Question 20. It is given that m plus 4, 6, negative 3, negative 15 equals to this. So even matrix equations, I can rearrange like the normal equations. I just bring it over, plus becomes minus. So minus 4, 6, negative 3, negative 15. So I just minus each element in the same position. 17 minus 4, 13. Negative 10 minus 6, negative 16. 6 minus negative 3, 9. Negative 5 minus negative 15, 10. So 13, negative 16, 9, 10. Answer would be A. Question 21 here. Matrix P, 5x plus y x z. Matrix Q, 5, 8, 6, x minus y. So I can compare directly the elements in the same position. You see 5 here is the same. In other words, all the others in the same position should be the same. So x plus y should be 8. X should be 6. And z should be x minus y. So x is 6. Definitely x is 6. 6 plus y is 8. So y is 8 minus 6, which is 2. And then z is x minus y. 6 minus 2, which is 4. So 6, 2, and 4. Answer A. Question 22. Given diagram shows a hill with vertical height QR, PQ, and SR are horizontal lines. I want to name the angle elevation R from P. R from P. In angle elevation, angle depression, we must compare with the horizontal lines. Okay, only compare horizontal lines. Elevation is how much it goes up. So from below going up, connecting P and R. So it must be this angle. Angle RPS. Answer D. Right. Then question 23. Given diagram shows a combined solid of a cone and a hemisphere. Using pi equals to 22/7, I want to calculate the volume of the combined solid. So volume of cone and volume of sphere are given. Okay, both formulas are in the formula sheet. Cone 1/3 pi r square h, and sphere is 4/3 pi r cube, as we can see here. Volume of cone 1/3 pi r square h, 4/3 pi r cube. However, this is not a full sphere, it's a hemisphere, so I need to times half to that. So volume 1/3. So this will be the radius of the hemisphere, which is the radius of cone as well, because they share the same circle here. So 1/3 pi times radius square, 3 square times height 7, plus half times the 4/3 pi times radius cube. If you want to straight away take 2/3 instead of times half, also is fine. It's the same thing. 1/3 times 22/7 times 3 square times 7, plus 1/2 times 4/3 times 22/7 times 3 cube, which will give us, with mixed number, I get 1224/7. Answer B. Question 24. Given diagram shows two circles of the same size. Okay, we have two circles with the same size. So angle JLM, this angle is 32 degrees. I want to find X. So I already know here is all 60 degrees because equilateral triangle, which means here vertically opposite angle should be the same. So I can find this 180 minus, I get X. 180 minus this is also these two add together. In other words, x is 92. 60 plus 32. Answer C. Okay, but if you want to find here first, then 180 minus again, you can. It's fine. Okay, it's okay to do that. Question 25. What are the transformations involved to produce shape R and S from P? So from P to S is flipped upside down. So there's a reflection. From P to R, you look at orientation is rotated upside down. From this position to this, so it's rotation. So it's reflection for S, rotation for R. Answer A. Okay. If you have trouble identifying, what you can do is see from different perspective. Okay, try to flip it, rotate it. Yeah. See how you can compare it with the other, the object and image, between the object and image. 26. Also another transformation is enlargement, changing size. Looking at the orientation is upside down. Definitely is a negative scale factor. Okay. If it's a positive scale factor, it would be in the same orientation. But if it's upside down like this, then it must be a negative scale factor. And then we compare. P is the image. Means I take length of image over length of object. So negative 2 over 4 means negative 1 over 2. You can compare any of the side. It doesn't really matter. Okay, answer A. Question 27. We have the given diagram showing a right angled triangle. It's given that sine x is square root of 3 over 2. Express m in terms of n. M in terms of n. So sine x. So using this ASTC, second quadrant, that's why it's negative. Sine is, so it's the same trigonometric ratio when I compare this angle, the reference angle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So I can take this as square root of 3 and 2 in a sense. Okay. However, I don't actually need this. Okay. I need the angle here, basically. So to get square root of 3 over 2, okay, to get square root of 3 over 2, we will be using, you can even use calculator, sine inverse square root of 3 over 2, and you will get 60. You would know this reference angle is 60 degrees. Yeah. In other words, this is the same as tangent 60, opposite over adjacent, equals m over n. Yeah. And second quadrant, tangent should be negative. Yeah. Actually, there is a mistake in the question here. Because sine x by right, it should not be a negative value because it's a second quadrant angle. So it should be a positive value. So it's a mistake here. It's a mistake in the question. In the question book, it is negative 3 over 2, but by right, it should be square root of 3 over 2. But then again, it doesn't really affect the outcome. Okay. So bring over the negative and bring over the n. Negative n times tangent 60 equals m. That's m in terms of n. Negative n tangent 60. Answer B. Question 28. The given diagram shows a solid lies on a horizontal plane. The line LM, this line, lies 6 cm vertically above the base EFGH. So straight up here is 6 cm. Which of the following is orthogonal projection as viewed from X? So if you view from X here, basically I have the whole thing as a 6 cm height rectangle. I don't need to know the width in this question's case. So there is this line, a dotted line that we cannot see from the bottom, 3 cm from the bottom, and a solid line, the 4 cm from the bottom here. Yeah, basically that's what we can view. So the one that reflects this is B. Question 29. Which of the following is a true statement? So I want to see which is true. This is wrong. If I follow the formula, a squared plus minus 2ab plus b squared will be the a plus minus b squared. So in other words, you will expand into a squared minus 2ab plus b squared instead of just a squared minus b squared. This one, m minus 7 is 4. I cannot determine it's true or false. Yeah. This is not even a statement because it might be true, it might be false. Negative 2 squared equals negative 4 is wrong. It should be positive 4. And this one, 369 intersect 916 is 9 because that's the only common element. So answer D. Question 30. Which premise makes the argument as a valid deductive argument? So x plus 2 not equal 5, x not equals 3. So in other words, it will be if this is equal, x equals 3, then x plus 2 equals 5. This is using contrapositive. Okay. Switching antecedent, consequent, and negative. This is the argument form 3, which uses the contrapositive relation. So the correct answer would be B here. Question 31. It is given that the universal set, okay, x where x more equals to 1, less than 10. So from 1 to 9, basically. Set P is multiple of 4. So here includes 10, definitely is wrong. Set P is multiples of 4 within 1 to 10, so 4 and 8. Then the rest will be outside. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Answer C. The question 32. Given diagram is a Venn diagram with universal set P union Q. Number of elements in set P 34, number of elements in set Q 54, P union Q 63. So all together is 63. I don't know what's in the intersect. I put X first. Whole set P is 34, means here will be 34 minus X, and whole set Q 54. So here will be 54 minus X. And when I add together, it should be equals 63. So I find the X. That is the NP intersect Q. 34 minus X plus 54 minus X equals 63. So this will be 88 minus X equals 63. Switch this to 88 minus 63 is X. X is 25. Answer A. Yeah. Question 33. Given diagram shows directed and weighted graph connecting town P and 6 other towns here. Okay, 6 other P1 and 6 other towns from P1 to P7 here. So lorry driver wants to deliver the cement supply from town P1 to a factory located at town P7. Determine the lorry's route if the total distance traveled is between 150 km and 200 km. So we need to determine the correct pathway here. Okay, that will give us a total weightage of between 150 to 200 km. So P1, I can go here or here. So it's possible for these two ways. The more direct way to P7 is this, which there is a missing information here, which should be 50 km, not written in. But yeah, the question paper you have should have this 50 km. So 40 plus 30 plus 50, that will only give us 120, which definitely is not. If I take this way, 100 plus 70, so that is possible. P1, P4, P5, P6, P7. But that is not an option here. So we look again. What are the pathways I can get? So if I go here and then here, I'm just going P1, P2, P7, which is not an option at all. That gives us 150, not exactly in between. I take this way, P1, P2, P3, P7. 70 plus 70, 140. That's not, that's not between 150 and 200 as well. So I need to look for other ways. Definitely is not here. So other 4 towns I can pass through. If I go here, P1, P2, then P5, P7, 70, 60, 50. $180. So P1, P5, P1, P2, P5, P7 is not an option as well. P1, P2, P6, P7. That's an option. Which gives us 150 plus 70, more than 200 km. So P1, P4, P2, P7. Actually, I should go through each of these options. So 40, 90 plus 80, that's 170. So yeah, that would be a valid option. Yeah. If P1, P4, P5, P7, yeah, I already stated that wouldn't add up to between 150 and 200 as well. So it must be P1, P4, P2, P7. Okay. Question 34. Given diagram shows the number of population of country in 2022 according to age. If number of population is represented by a pie chart, find the angle of sector that represents the population is age 15 to 64. Okay. So basically the angle, I can take the number over the total times 360. So total, basically we just add up 9.18 plus 18.42 plus 1.36, and I get 28.96. So 18.42 over 28.96 times 360 to change to the angle. That would be about 229 degrees. Answer 8. Then question 35. Given diagram shows the scores of a group of students in science quiz. When 3 new students took the quiz, the mode changed to 3. So calculate the new mean score. The mode changed to 3 means that 3 new students must have the score of 3. Because only then will the frequency be the highest, higher than everything else. If it's just 2 here, then it becomes 7, then there will be 2 mode instead of just 3. So in other words, this becomes 8. Then I calculate the mean. Each of the frequency times score add together over the total frequency. 3 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4. That would be the mean, which mean formula is also given in the formula sheet. So with fraction form, 3 times 2 plus 8 times 3 plus 7 times 4 plus 4 times 5 over 3 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4. And we will get 3.545, so 3.55. Answer B. Question 36. A box contains 6 red marbles, 4 blue marbles, and 9 green marbles. A marble is chosen at random from the box. Find the property of choosing a marble that is not green. Okay, choosing a marble that is not green. Not green means it can be red, can be blue. So 6 plus 4 over the total number of marbles. 6 plus 4 plus 9. So it's 10 over 19. I can also take 1 minus choosing a green marble, probability of choosing a green marble. 1 minus 9 over 19, which will also give us 10 over 19. Then we have question 37. Box P consists of blue balls and green balls. Box Q consists of red balls, yellow balls, and green balls. A ball is chosen at random from each box, which is impossible to obtain. I have blue or green for the first box, red, yellow, or green from the second box. Means blue, red is possible, blue, yellow is possible, green, red is possible, green, blue is not, because second box doesn't have any blue. Answer would be D. Just as simple as that. Question 38. Given Venn diagram shows the number of participants in 2 quizzes. It is given universal set M union G. Yeah, it's M union G. Set M is participants who of a maths quiz. Set G, participants of a geography quiz. Total number of participants is 40. So if a participant is chosen at random from the universal set, calculate probability that the participant takes part in both quizzes. Universal set is M union G, means there's nothing outside here. So total, there's 40 participants. So I can find X here. If I add up X plus 5 plus X plus 2, X plus 3 should be equals to 40. 4X plus 8 is 40. 4X with 40 minus 8, 32. Bring over the 4 times 2 opposite. Sorry, times 4 opposite divide 4. X is 8. So in other words, here will be 13. 8. 2 times 8 plus 3 is 19. So probability the participant take part in both quiz means 8 out of total 40. Simplify. 1 over 5. Answer D. Question 29. Given diagram shows the mark obtained by 7 students in a test, which of the following box plots represents the data? Okay, which box plot represents the data? So I have median, first quartile, third quartile, smallest, highest. Let's rearrange this in ascending order first. 40, 50, 55, 63, 65, 77, 80. So smallest and highest must be 40, 80. So this is out, this is out. Yeah. Then first quartile, third quartile, Both are the same, so we don't need to look at that. We just look at the median. Middle number here, 63. So the one that is at 63 would be B. Or C would be at 65, which is different. Different from what it should be. Then, last question here, question 40. This is for Algebraic for 60 students. I want the 40th percentile of the data. So I find 40% of 60 students first. 40% of 60 students. I get 24. Means I look at cumulative frequency of 24. 24 here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Match to the ogive. Then we look for the x value. Yeah. Which here is 659, 60, 61, 61.5. Answer B. Yeah. And that would be it for the paper 1.
And now let's look at the paper 2 questions. Okay. So in the paper 2, okay, we have section A, section B, and section C. Okay. For the section C, is only answering one question out of 2. So there's 2 questions, choose one. Whereas section A and section B, you have to answer all the questions. So for maths, usually section B questions are more standard, more standardized. So I would actually recommend doing the section B first, because section B has a more standardized question type, especially like the question 13 here, okay, which uses the measures of dispersion, where we have to draw a graph. Yeah, the graph, draw a frequency polygon in this case. Yeah. But they can also ask you to draw other types of graph lah. Yeah. Then question 14 also is quite standard, whereby they ask you to draw a graph for system of linear inequalities. Yeah. Okay. Other questions would be less standard lah. I would recommend doing the graph drawing question first, because it secures quite a bit of marks. Okay. Other than that, let's look at the questions. So for the section A, question 1. Okay. I have the diagram here showing 2 points, P and Q, drawn on the Cartesian plane. In the given diagram, mark R, which has vertical distance of 5 units from P. So vertical distance of 5 units from P, which means the R, okay, can actually be above, or it can actually also be below. Yeah, it can be above or below the point P, because it only says it has the vertical distance of 5 units. So it can be 5 units above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 units below, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, it is possible for it to be here or here. Both will give us a vertical distance of 5 units. Yeah. Then calculate the distance in units between points R and Q. So R and Q, no matter whether it's above or below, it will still have the same distance, whereby I can form a right-angled triangle. like this. Yeah, between P, Q, and R. Or below here also is the same. So whereby this distance is 5, here to here also 5. So for part B, the distance between QR, point Q and point R, distance of QR basically, would be square of 5 square plus 5 square, Pythagoras theorem. So we calculate. Let's use the calculator. Square of 5 square plus 5 square, or square of 50, which will give us 7.07, corrected to 2 decimal place. So 7.07 units. Then the question 2. Have a set of positive integers consisting of 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 21. So find the first quartile. Okay, first quartile would be basically the numbers are already arranged in ascending order. So I can just see where the median is, where the middle of these numbers are. There are 10 numbers, 10 integers here. So in the middle is here. Below the median, the middle of that is the first quartile. So first quartile is 5. For B, to find the interquartile range, I need the third quartile or the upper quartile. So in the middle of the numbers above the median is here. That's the third quartile. Third quartile is 16. So interquartile range, I just take 16 minus 5. That's it. You get 11. Yeah. Very simple question type. Question 3. Converse and contrapositive. I want to write the converse and contrapositive of the implication here. So the converse would be when I switch the antecedent and consequent. If 2x minus 3 equals 5, then x equals 4. That's the converse. The contrapositive is I negate both statements and also switch the antecedent and consequent. Okay, switch antecedent, consequent, and plus negate. So I negate the converse basically. If 2x minus 3 is not equal 5, then x is not equal to 4. Like that. That's the converse and contrapositive. Part B, I want to make a general conclusion by induction for the sequence of numbers here, which follows this pattern. So this pattern of the sequence is 8. The number that changes, I put as n. Then square minus 4. And you have to write where n is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Yeah, you do have to include this part where n is what values. Yeah, if you don't include that, they can take out 1 mark from the answer. Okay. Question 4. This is steps in the financial management process. So yeah, this is one of the theory part for the financial management. Is the steps here in financial management process, and the other one is smart approach. So these two things are the ones you need to remember. So this one is on the financial management process. After setting goals, the next thing we have to do is evaluate our financial status. evaluate the financial status. Then part B. Puan Shafina works as interior designer in a company with monthly salary 8,000. There is a mistake here. 8,500. Sorry, it's a typo. 8,500. So she also received the 1,200 ringgit monthly from a house rental. Okay, her fixed monthly monthly fixed expenses and monthly variable expenses are given here. So if Puan Shafina sets aside 12% of her salary as fixed monthly savings, calculate her monthly cash flow. So let's see. If we look at her income balance, it will be the 8,500 plus 1,200, but minus 12% fixed money savings. So I take 12% of the salary, 8,500. Now 8,500 plus 1,002 minus 12% of 8,500. So that would be 8,680 ringgit income balance. Total expenses 4,350. Total fixed expense plus total money expense, total variable expense, sorry. 7,960 ringgit. So that means her cash flow would be the income balance 8650. Sorry, 8680. 1650. Yeah, minus 7960 minus the total expense, which we get 720 ringgit. That's her monthly cash flow. Positive 720. Yeah. So question 5. Okay. So the given diagram shows layout of cafe. Shaded area which is in rhombus shape. RSTV is the function section and hexagon PQRVTU. PQRVTU is the main dining section. Okay, means this like kind of like the kitchen or preparation area lah, staff area. Then this is where the dining area is. And given ST to TU ratio is 1:4, height of the rhombus 1/3 of PU. Okay. And it's given that area of the main dining section is 628 meters square. I want to find QP. So let's see. I have the area of main dining section. This area, 628 meters square. I can find the area of rhombus by finding the height of the rhombus first. They say height of rhombus is 1/3 length of PU. So times 24. I get 8 meters. So area of RSTV is just base times height. Okay, area of rhombus is just base times height. So 80 meters square. So area of the whole shape here, the whole, this is a trapezium. Okay, PQSU is 80 plus the area of the dining section, 628. So it's 708 meters square. Using this, I can find PQ because I can find TU first. ST to TU is 1 to 4, means ST over the length of TU is 1 over 4, same as the ratio. Ratio, we can convert the fraction. 4 times 10 equals TU. I just cross multiply. TU is 40. 40 meters here. So the area of the trapezium here, half times sum of parallel sides, which will be 50 plus the PQ times height, 24, equals to the area that I found here, 708. So I can cut here 12. 708 divided by 12 is 50 plus PQ. So PQ will be 708 divided 12, 59. Bring over the 50, positive become minus, so 9 meters. PQ is 9 meters. That's how we find. Okay. Then question 6. Encik Fahim bought a house insured with the fire insurance, which has co-insurance provision of 80% of his house insurable value. The house insurable value is 300,000 ringgit and a deductible of 2,500 ringgit. If Encik Fahim insured his house with an amount of 200,000 ringgit, first, I want to calculate the amount of compensation that he will receive if his house is caught on fire and the estimated amount of loss is 30,000 ringgit. Okay. So we have 80% core insurance. Insurable value is 300,000, deductible 2,500, and he insured 200,000 ringgit. So first, we have to look at amount needed to be insured, which is according to the 80% core insurance provision. So 80% of the insurable value. So we count 80% of 300,000. So the amount needed to be insured should be 240,000 ringgit. But he only insured 200,000 ringgit. So his house caught on fire, estimated loss is 30,000. So the compensation he will get is how much he insured, 200,000, over the amount he's supposed to insure times the loss of 30,000. So 200,000 divided by 240,000 times 30,000, which we will get 25,000 ringgit. Then, state the core insurance penalty. Oh, sorry, my bad. We have to also minus deductible 2,500. Okay, if you miss that out, also you won't get the full marks. Okay, that's why there's 3 marks. This part is 1 mark, final answer, 1 mark. So it's 22,500 ringgit. Yeah. So core insurance penalty is how much he would get if he insured full. The difference between how much he will get if he insured the required amount compared to how much he's getting now. So you get basically 22,500, but if you don't, you will get 30,000 minus the deductible. Means the difference between 30,000 and 25,000. 30,000 minus 25,000, which is 5,000 ringgit. Yeah. Okay, that's the core insurance penalty. Because not insuring enough, he lose out on the 5,000 ringgit compensation that he should have get. So that would be the penalty. Question 7. We have rectangular swimming pool consisting of 2 sections. The hexagonal part of the pool is designated for children. Yeah, this one is for children. And area of children's section is 12/7 meters square. Area of adult section, which is the rest, would be 107 3/7 meters square. I'm given length of one of the sides of the hexagonal pool is half of the width of the swimming pool. So I want to find the value of x here. Let's see. Length of length of one of the sides, the only one would be this one. That is possible to be half the width of the whole swimming pool, which means here should also be 5/2x. Yeah. So we have the separate area for both, but I can find the area of the whole thing. 12/4/7 plus 107 3/7, which should be 120 meters square. Yeah, you can see 12/4/7 plus 107 3/7, 120. And the area of the rectangle, it is 7x minus 2 times here to here. 5/2x plus 5/2x. So equals 120. This will basically be 5x. So 5x times 7x minus 2 is 120. I can divide 5 first. Okay, x and times in 7x squared minus 2x equals to 120 divided 5 is 24. So 7x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. If I factorize, 7xx to 12 minus plus. So this one will give us x is negative 12/7, which is not possible. There's no way it can be a negative value. So it means x must be equals to 2. Okay. That's for this question. Question 8. So I have a diagram here showing 2 promotion packages of face masks and hand sanitizer offered by a pharmacy. It's given that a customer buys 2 sets of package B and he pays 301 ringgit 20 cents. Using matrix method, find the price in ringgit of a box of face masks and a bottle of hand sanitizer. Okay, so this one I have to use matrix method. It's specifically stated. Okay, but I have to form the equation first. It says customer buys 2 sets of package B and he pays 301 ringgit 20 cents. Let's say face mask I put as X, sanitizer I put as Y. Yeah. So for package B, 2x plus 6y equals to 300. Sorry, this is 1 set of package B, but they say 2 sets of package B. So means times 2 of that. Yeah, I get 301 ringgit 20 cents. So I can divide 2 actually. 2x plus 6y, 150 ringgit 60 cents. If you want, you can even divide 2 again, but it's okay to leave it at that. Yeah. But I would say it is easier to, if I deal with smaller value. So x plus 3y equals 75 ringgit 30 cents. The other one is based on package A here. So it's 3x plus 4y equals 148.4. So I can straight away use this to form the matrix. So follow the numbers in front, 1334 times xy equals to 75.30, 148.40. So to get xy, I times by the inverse of this. On both sides, times here, this will be gone. Times on the right, 1 over a times d, 4, minus b times c, 3 times 3, 9. Switch a and d, negative b and c. The formula is given for inverse. So yeah, no need to memorize. Just make sure you can use the formula correctly. So this will be negative 1 over 5 and times here. 4 times 75.3. 301.2. Okay. Negative 3 times this minus 3 times 148.4. Negative 3 times 148.4. Minus 445.20. This one, negative 3 times 75.3. Negative 225.90 plus 148.40. So it's negative 1 over 5. This one will give us 301.2 minus 445.2, which is negative 144. Negative 225.9 plus 148.4. Negative 7.5. So times negative 1 over 5 in. 22.8 and 15.5. Yeah, that's the XY, which means face mask is 22 ringgit 80 cents and sanitizers 15 ringgit and 50 cents. Yeah, like that. That's using matrix method to solve. Question 9. Diagram here shows points M and M double prime. Okay. Should be just M and M prime lah. They put double prime somehow because it's combined transformation of TR. So I want M prime, which is just under the first transformation. So under combined transformation, TR means R first and then T. So transformation T is translation 2, 6. R is rotation 9 degrees. So yeah, from the final image, if we move back to 6, if I go 2, 6 to get to M, means I go -2, -6. 2 to the left, 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here would be the M prime. So that would be 3, 0. That's coordinates. Say direction of rotation and center of rotation for transformation R. So I want to go from M to M prime. I know it's 9 degrees rotation. So I just find the center of rotation. So definitely it's going to go, actually wait. It's a 90 degrees rotation. Technically it can be something like that or like that. Yeah. Okay. So we actually don't know which way it rotates, but if I find the center of rotation, I would just use trial and error. If say I take here, yeah, that would be 9 degrees. And in fact, yeah, in fact, it is the same distance also. You can see 7, 2, 7, 2, so it is possible. But if I go the other way, see if it's possible like that. It is actually. It forms a square. So technically, there are two possible ways I can rotate this 9 degrees. It can be uh, 9 degrees clockwise, follow the direction of clock, about center. Here is 1, -7. it is also possible for it to be 90 degrees anti-clockwise rotation about the center, this point, -4, 2. Yeah, so it's not a very well set question because there are two possibilities here. But yeah, basically it can be both. Then for part B, I just want one transformation from M to the M prime here. Okay, from the M to M prime here, which, let me see, let's see if there's more than one choice. Not really. Yeah. Rotation wouldn't do. Reflection will not do as well. So yeah, it should be translation. All the way from here to here. So from -6 until 5, there is 11. And going up from -5 until 6. 5 plus 6, also 11. So translation 11, 11. Yeah. Okay. There will be an extra if I use like reflection or rotation. There will be an extra box. Because center would be like here, which I cannot describe. So translation is the best here. Right. Then for question 10, sketch the graph of y equals 3 over 2 sine x for x between 0 and 360. Okay. So to sketch this graph, we have the axis. Excuse me. Going from 0 to 360 with every 90 degrees here. X, so 3 over 2 sine x basically means the amplitude is 3 over 2. So is A sine bx plus c. A is the amplitude, means how high it goes. B is a frequency, so there's no number, means frequency is 1. C is the middle line, so no number also, so it starts at the x-axis. So it goes up, just like a normal sine graph. Okay, the shape will follow the normal sine graph, where it goes up to the maximum point 90, then curves down. A bit hard to draw perfectly lah. Okay, then curves this way. Minimum point at the 270. And curves back up, reaching back to 0 at 360. Yeah, something like that. So the highest point that we have would be 1.5. Usually it goes up to 1, but 3 over 2. So the height goes up to 3 over 2 of the 1.5 as well. So 3 over 2 of the 1 as well, which is 1.5. So the bottom should be -1.5. Just like that. the maximum point, the highest point they reach, 1.5, lowest point, negative 1.5. Yeah. Then the B. Two threads PQ and PR are tied to the frame. If P is midpoint of ST, P is midpoint of the S and T here, I want length of PR in CM. So this is a square. So since it's midpoint, means it's 15 cm, 15 cm. So to find PR is just Pythagoras theorem. 30 square plus 15 square square root. Okay, square of 30 square plus 15 square. P is the midpoint of ST. PQ, PR tied to the frame. Yeah. So it's just 33.541 cm. Value of cos y. Cos y I can relate with this angle. Okay. Then we can refer to this right angled triangle. So cos y is a second quadrant angle. So ASTC S here, which means cos y would be a negative value because it's in the second quadrant, only sign is positive. This is the same as this angle. So the reference angle. So what I have is all the length, actually, 33.541 and 30 here. So to use cos, I take adjacent over hypotenuse. So means it's 30 over 33.541. Yeah. 30 over 33.541. Which is negative 0.8944, let's say. Yeah, basically that. Then we have the section B question. So let's look at question 11. So part A for question 11. So diagram shows straight line RS on the Cartesian plane. O is the origin. First, we want to find gradient of RS. So gradient, very simple. We just look at the y equals mx plus c form. Okay, since I have the equation of the line. So if I bring over the 2, divide by 2, 3 over 2x plus 8 divided by 2 is 4. So means gradient of RS should be 3 over 2. Yeah. Then the x-intercept. X-intercept is basically when y equals 0. So I just sub in y equals 0. I can even start from here. 2 times 0 equals 3x plus 8, which is 0. Negative 8 is 3x. Negative 8 over 3 is the x-intercept. Yeah, bring over 3 times opposite divide. Part B, determine the coordinates of zoo. If straight line that connects zoo and butterfly farm is parallel to the y-axis, so straight up. We're even given the equation of that line. X equals to 8. So I want the coordinate of zoo. Beach and zoo connected by a straight line. We have the x coordinate, definitely. Right, we know the x coordinate here is 8. We don't know the y, so let's put y. So I can actually equate here to here and here to here. The gradient should be the same. So I can take y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, 8 minus 0, is the same as using these two coordinates to find the gradient. So I can take either one to minus, let's say 2 minus 3 over -2 minus 0. So this is -1 over -2, 1 over 2, y minus 3 over 8. Bring over the 8, y minus 3 is half times 8. 4 minus 3 bring over plus 3, so y is 7. Means the coordinate of the zoo will be 8, 7. Yeah. Okay. So when we compare 3 points on the same straight line, collinear points, then we can use the gradient to compare them. I want equation of straight line that connects museum and zoo if the gradient of straight line that connects these two places is -1 over 4. So I know gradient -1 over 4. So straight line equation always y equals mx plus c. I just need to find the c. So I can find the c since I know it passes through the zoo. I can use the coordinates of the zoo to sub into the equation and find c. 7 equals -1 over 4 times 8 plus c. 7 equals -2 plus c. 7 plus 2 is c. C will be 9. Yeah. So means y equals -1 over 4x plus 9. That's it. That's for the part B here. That's question 11. And we have question 12. It is given universal set. X more equals 39, less than 52. X is an integer. Set J, X, where X is a multiple of 3. And set K, X, where X is a factor of 200. So first, let's list out elements in set J and L. L is number such as sum of its digits greater than 6. I don't need this K, just need this J and L. So set J, multiple of 3. It must be within the universal set here. So multiple of 3 within universal set, I have 39, 42, 45, 48, and 51. Then set L, sum of its digits greater than 6. So means when we add the two digits together, like for example, 3 and 9, 39, 3 and 9, 3 plus 9 is 12. So that's more than 6. But if I have say like 40, 44 plus 0 would be less than 6. Yeah. 41 is not. 42 would add up to 6, which is not greater than 6 also. So 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. That's it. 50 and 51 doesn't add to a number greater than 6. Then I want to draw the Venn diagram to represent the universal set J, set K, and set L. It's actually better if we know what's in set K as well. So I would actually prefer it to list out what's in set K first. Factors of 200. So 200. I can divide by 40. Okay, within the numbers here, 40. Yeah, shouldn't be anything else except 40 and 50. Yeah. So, draw the Venn diagram. So you can see 40 and 50 is neither in these two sets. So K would be separated by itself. Whereas J and L would have an intersection between them. Because there are outcomes that we have in common between J and L. J, L, and K. So J and L, they both have 39, 45, 48. So 39, 45, 48 here. Then in J, I also have 42 and 51. In L, I still have 43, 44, 46, 47. Okay, increase the size here. And 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And K, I have 40 and 50. So I have 39, 40, missing 41, put outside. 42 here. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Yeah, so only 41 will be outside here. That is the Venn diagram. Then for part B, survey has been carried out on 300 respondents about the airline company that they prefer. There are 3 airline companies that has been listed, namely B Airlines, K Airlines, and M Airlines. So the given table shows the results of the survey. Yeah, I have the given diagram showing an incomplete Venn diagram here. Set B is respondents who choose B Airlines. Set K, respondents who choose K Airlines, and M, respondents who choose M Airlines. So using these values in the table, I want to complete the Venn diagram. So all three companies respondent, there are 2. So here 2. K Airlines only 22, M Airlines only 63 here. K and M Airlines. So means these 2 parts add together, 12. So if 2 here means this should be 10. B and M Airlines here should be 47. So there's 2 here, so 45. K Airlines 49. So I minus these 3 parts. 49 minus 2 minus 10 minus 22. Get 15 here. B Airlines 188. So 188 minus 15 minus 2 minus 45. Yeah, minus all the other parts that are inside the set B. So 1, 2, 6. Then in total, there are 300 respondents. So if I take 300 minus all the numbers here, minus 126, minus 15, minus 22, minus 45, minus 2, minus 10, minus 63. The leftover would be those who do not choose any of the three airlines. Then, calculate number of respondents who do not choose any airlines. Basically, it's the 17. Okay, is what I just counted here. 300 minus 126 minus 15 minus 22 minus 45 minus 2 minus 10 minus 63, which is 17. Based on the answer in B1, the Venn diagram, number of respondents represented by B intersect K intersect M prime. B intersect K first. B intersect K would be here. Intersect M prime will be outside of set M, so only this part. So it's 15. Yeah, prime means outside. Huh? That's question 12. Okay. And the question 13 here. Okay, I have a given table showing the cumulative frequency of 80 Form 1 students of SMK Sena in a diagnostic test in 2022. So after rechecking, he's found that the mark of a student has changed from 68 to 71. Based on the change of the data, complete the given table. So from 68 to 71. So it means one of the frequency went from this group to this group. Okay. So it means here it would still stack up to be the same total here. Okay. So from 80 to 89 would be the difference here, which is 6. Okay. Initially, it would be a difference of 9 here. So there will be 9, but because of the frequency change, one shifted here. So this becomes 10 instead of 9. Means this will decrease by 1, 64. Then 64 minus 49 would be 15. 49 minus 30, 19. 30 minus 14, 16. 14 minus 6 is 8. And 6 minus 0 is, well, 6. If you find that confusing, what you can also do is consider this original value and find the frequency first. That will give us here to here 16 and here to here 9. Then I take 1 from here and put it to this group. That's why you see 16 minus 1, 15, 9 plus 1, 10. Like that. Yeah, that also works. Okay. Then we use the scale of 2 cm to 10 marks on the horizontal axis and 2 cm to 2 students on the vertical axis to draw the frequency polygon. So you have to be able to draw the graph. So make sure you follow the scale that is given. So we take each box 10 for the horizontal axis. We follow the midpoint. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, probably start from the first one is best. So 14.5, 24.5, 34.5, 44.5. Or you can start from the next box also. Doesn't really matter. 54.5, 64.5, 74.5, 84.5, 94.5. Just make sure you're able to fit everything. Follow the frequency. So for the frequency, vertical axis, each box is the marks. Each box will be 2 cm to 2 students, means each box is 2. So we start from the frequency of 0, and we have to go up to the highest frequency at least, which is 19 here. It means I have to go up to 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Then start from frequency 0, go to 6. Okay. Then to 8. This is 16. Okay, then to 16. After 16, 19. Right in between the 18 and 20. Go back down to 15. Then to 10. 6. And 0. Yeah. That's the frequency polygon. This one, vertical axis representing the frequency. Then for the part B, calculate value of x. So I want to find standard deviation basically. Based on the graph, school wants to make a comparison between students' performance in 2022 and 2021. So yeah, here shows 2021, but these values here that I've been using is based on 2022. So I want to find x means the standard deviation for 2022. So I have to find sum of fx squared, where x is the midpoint. So each of the frequency times by the midpoint square. 6 times 24.5 square plus 8 times, there I should just count. 6 times 24.5 square plus 8 times 34.5 square plus 16 times 44.5 square plus 19 times 54.5 square plus 15 plus 15 times 64.5 square plus 10 times 74.5 square plus 6 times 84.5 square. 261,990. So standard deviation using formula, sum of fx squared over the total frequency, which is, I already know, 80, the total cumulative frequency, minus mean square. Mean I'm already given 54.75 square. So square root of 261990 over 80 minus 54.75 square. 16.65. Yeah, that's x, the standard deviation. Then I make a conclusion about the student's performance. I can see the mean is the same. Okay, so the average is the same, but dispersion higher for 2022. Thus, the performance is more dispersed or diverse or spread out. For 2022. Yeah. That's the question 13 here. Then question 14. Also, we have to deal with graph. Okay, the linear inequality graph. So first, I want to write the two linear inequalities based on the question. So based on given information, write two linear inequalities other than x more or equals 0 and y more or equals 0. So see, participants of camp consist of X students. Missing some information here. This information. This is the based on the given information is this one. Okay. Total number of camp participants is at most 210. Means if I consider X plus Y, number of secondary school students and primary school students add together is at most, means less or equals 210. Okay. Then the number of secondary students is not less than 2 times the number of primary school students. Secondary students is X, not less than, means it can be more or equals to 2 times number of primary students, so 2y. So these are the two inequalities that we can get. So we have to follow the scale, 2 cm to 30 participants on both axes. So 2 cm again means each box. So we have to follow each box. I put 30. Okay, I have to make sure it fits for both the horizontal and vertical axis. So for this kind of graph, definitely the x and y will both be more or equals to 0. So we can start from the bottom left-hand corner, whereby both are 0. Both x and y will be 0. Then each box, I just follow the scale and put 30. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. Yeah, I think that should be enough. Then same goes for the vertical axis. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. Let's say I go up to 300 first. So this one, x plus y less or equals 210. So basically, you will form the equation x plus y equals 200 for the line. So when x is 0, y is 200, y is 0, x is 200. So, sorry, 210. So I just put x and y intercept 210. That would be for the first inequality. X plus y equals 210. The other one, x more equals to y. When x is 0, y is 0. So I need another value. So it's better to put value for y since there's an unknown there. So I can put y equals, say, 90. So x will be 2 times 90, 180. So when x is 180, y is 90 here. And when x is 0, y is 0, will be this point. So I just connect the 2 points using a straight line. That's how we draw straight lines from the equation. So this is x equals to y. So you see this one, x more equals to y. We compare the x more, that means it's towards the right side. If I compare y, I have to look at it the opposite way. Means I have to look at it as 2y less or equals x. Then you'll be smaller than the y, which means below the line. So it's below this line and below this line as well. Also less than, whether I compare x or y, is below and to the left. So the only part that satisfies both inequalities would be here. Okay, so we shade this region that satisfy both inequalities. Then, based on the inequality graph, we answer the part C. So for part C, is for 45 primary students, means when y, primary students is y, is equals to 45. So we look for y value of 45. Y value of 45 would be here, right in the middle of 30 and 60. So for the first part, if I consider the total number of participants, if I consider maximum number of secondary school students, means maximum x. So maximum x when y is 45 would be here, which will be in between 150 and 180. So 165. As for the second one, the minimum total fees. If 150 for primary student, 150 for secondary student, 120 for primary students. So the more secondary students there are, it should be more expensive. So if I consider the highest number of secondary students, means the total minimum fees is 150 times maximum x plus 120 times the 45 for the y value. So 150 times 165 plus 120 times 45, I get 30,150 ringgit. Sorry, that would be the maximum. But what I want is minimum. So it should be the lowest number of secondary students. So in other words, is 150 times 90 secondary students and 45 primary students times 120 ringgit. Yeah, we want the minimum number of students, minimum number of the secondary students. So yeah, 150 times 90 plus 120 times 45, which will give us 18,900 ringgit. That's the total minimum fees. Okay. Now for the question 15. In the year 2021, Encik Farhan had an annual income of 77,600 ringgit, including allowances. Total allowance that was tax exempted amounting to 12,600 ringgit. The given table shows tax relief claimed by Encik Farhan. It's given that monthly tax deduction, PCB, in his monthly payslip was 120 ringgit, and he had also paid zakat amounting to 840 ringgit in that year itself. So first, we want to look at Encik Farhan's chargeable income in 2021. So his chargeable income would be his annual income, 77,600 minus of the exempted allowance, 12,600, and minus of all the tax relief. So there is 9,000 for individual. There's the 3,360 for life insurance. And for lifestyle, although he spent 2,700, but because there's a limit of 2,005, we can only take out up to that limit. So minus 2,500. Okay, the relief is only up to 2,500 for lifestyle. So any more that is spent on it will not be entitled to the relief. So 77,600 minus 12,600 minus 9,000 minus 3,360 minus 2,500. Which will get chargeable income of 50,140. Make sure you don't go and minus zakat from the chargeable income. Zakat is a rebate, not part of the relief. It's a rebate instead of a relief. Part B, by using the given table, okay, for the income tax rate for 2021 assessment year, calculate the income tax payable by Encik Farhan in that year. So 50,140 will fall within here. So the income tax payable will be 1,800 for the first 50,000 plus 13% on the rest. So on the rest means the extra above the 50,000. So it's just 140 ringgit. Okay. So it's 1,008 plus 13% of 140 ringgit, which we get 1,818 ringgit 20 cents. That's the income tax payable. And based on the answer in B, does he need to make any additional income tax payment? So he already paid monthly tax deduction of 120 ringgit each month. Oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't minus zakat here. We have to minus the rebate which is zakat as well, 840. We minus another 840 here, which will amount to 978 ringgit 20 cents. That's the amount that is payable. So he made a payment of 120 ringgit per month. So in 12 months, account the total monthly tax deduction. 12 months times the tax deduction from each month, 120. So 12 times 120, 1,440. Yeah. So total empty money tax deduction is 1,440. Total he needs to pay is 978.2, which means he has so let's see. No, as he has over deduction, which he can claim for refund from his money tax deduction, amounting to, I count the difference here, 1,440 minus 978.2. So he has an extra 461 ringgit and 80 cents that he can claim for refund from the income tax department because there's an overpayment from his money tax deduction over the 12 months in a year. Okay. Hence, what action should be taken by Encik Fakan or Inland Revenue Board? So, Encik Fakan should submit his income tax filing so that the Inland Revenue Board, IRB, can refund the extra 461 ringgit 80 cents to him. Yeah. Okay, you don't have to follow my exact words. Something that makes sense in the situation would do. Okay, explanation, it doesn't have to be word by word. Right. Question 16. Lee is a basketball coach for his school teams. So this section here, answer only one question. Make sure you read through both questions before you decide which one to answer. Okay. And every part in the question will be a question from a different chapter. So you do want to read through the part A, B, C, D, all of it to see whether you know how to do more for which question first, which one you're more confident with, then only you attempt it. Because sometimes maybe the part A for this and part A for that, you're not too clear. Then you look at part B, part C, part D. The one with more parts that you're confident with, then you do that part. Okay. So we have basketball coach preparing his school teams, which consists of boys team and the girls team. And Lee wants to order a few short sleeve t-shirts and long sleeve t-shirts for his players. Prices of a short sleeve t-shirt and a long sleeve t-shirt are 15 ringgit and 18 ringgit respectively. So A1, I want to write the ratio of the price of short sleeve t-shirt to the price of long sleeve t-shirt in its simplest form. This is just ratio. So short sleeve to long sleeve. Short to long is just 15 ringgit to 18 ringgit. So I simplify, means both I can divide by 3, 5 to 6. That's the ratio. Then total of 390 is allocated by the school to buy 14 short sleeve t-shirt and X long sleeve t-shirts, which means 14 times price of a short sleeve t-shirt, which is 15 ringgit, plus 18 ringgit times X number of long sleeve t-shirts, because each long sleeve t-shirt is 18 ringgit, so 18 times X, add together should be equals to 390. So I calculate 14 times 15, I get 210 plus 18x equals 390. Bring over the 210 and minus, plus opposite minus, so I get 180. Carry out 18 times opposite divide. X will be 10. That's the value of X. Yeah. So it's ratio and forming a linear equation in one variable. So these are basically form 1 contents. Then the B, on a particular weekend, Anjik Lee has arranged a friendly match between his school team with another school team. So I have the table here showing part of travel information of the van that brings them to the opponent's school. It is given that distance between the school and the petrol station is 30 km. Distance between petrol station and opponent's school is 20 km. So assuming the van moves with constant speed along a journey, draw a distance against time graph to represent this journey. So we start from the school. We consider 0 here as a school and 0 time pass. So it goes 15 minutes, stops at petrol station. So it goes to a petrol station. Distance between school and petrol station 30 km. So it goes 30 km away in 20 minutes. Okay. So here, if I go straight down, we'll be at 20. And actually, no. Will be at 0650. Here's 0630. And the height here is at 30 km away. Then, for 10 minutes, you will stay at the petrol station. Okay, so that's a horizontal line. No distance change because it didn't go anywhere. It's just static. It's just stationary at the petrol station. So until 7 o'clock, only it starts moving again, going to the opponent school, which is away by 20 km in another 20 minutes. So here takes another 20 minutes, reach at 0720. And the distance here at this point is 50. Yeah, that's how I show the distance against time graph. Okay, then the second part, I want to calculate the speed of Venn for the first 10 minutes. Just the first 10 minutes. So this whole part shows for the whole 20 minutes, but for the first 10 minutes and for the first 20 minutes, the speed doesn't change because it's still the same straight line. Okay, the distance against over time will still be the same. It will still be in the same ratio, which means the speed is constant all throughout this line. So although they say the first 10 minutes, we can use the speed for the first 20 minutes to calculate, because that's the part where we have the distance and we have the time. So we can just take 30 km, divide by 20 minutes. So 1.5 km per minute. Yeah. As for the B here, then for part C, one of the evaluations that is frequently done by Lee to these players is their shooting skills. Given diagram shows dot plot of the number of successful shots made by players in a particular day. It is given that Lee has set a target of 30 successful shots in the average by his players in the evaluation. One of the players gives the following statement: our team has successfully achieved the target set by the coach. So, using the information from the dot plot, give one argument that supports or opposes the player's statement. So, they say 30 successful shots in average. So, average, when we look at average, we would generally look at the measures of central tendency, either mean, mode, or median. Okay, definitely I'm not going to use mode. So most reliable is generally mean unless there's an outlier, but there's no outlier here. So it makes more sense to calculate using mean, where I add up all the values, means I have 26, sorry, it's not 26. 1, 2, 3. It's 23. 2 times 23 plus 2 times 24 plus 3 times 26 plus 4 times 28 plus 2 times 30 plus 2 times 32. Okay. Let me put it closer. Not enough space. It's 2 times 32 plus 2 times 35 plus 4 times 36 plus 3 times 38. Yeah. Divide by the total number of players here. So you can just count the number of dots. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. You get 24. So I calculate this. 2 times 23 plus 2 times 24 plus 3 times 26 plus 4 times 28 plus 2 times 30 plus 2 times 32 plus 2 times 35 plus 4 times 36 plus 3 times 38. 736 divided by 24. And I get 30.67, which is more than 30. Yeah, so that tells us the layer statement is true according to the mean. Yeah. Okay, according to the mean, it should be true. Yeah, because it shows the average is more than 30. And for the part D, instead, Lee is a basketball coach for his school team. He's preparing his school team, which consists of a boys team and a girls team, for the tournament. On the day of the tournament, both his school team will play against two teams from the same school at the group stage. So given table shows probability of winning the match against school A and school B for both teams. So if the probability of winning at least one match exceeds 3/5, then the team will have the chance to the next stage. So will the boys team or the girls team get the chance? Justify the answer. So probability for boys winning at least one. Okay. At least one win. So probability of them having at least one win. So usually at least or at most, the best way to look at the probability is 1 minus. Yeah, is take 1 minus the probability of the complement. Means probability that they don't win both match. So 1 minus probability that both match also the boys team don't win. Okay. Would be 3/5 because 2/5 is winning. Not winning would be 3/5 times 8/5. 8/15 is winning. Not winning would be 7/15. Total probability is always 1. So if I take 1 minus 3/5 times 7/15, I will get 18/25. Okay. Of course, you can do it in another way also, which is you consider all the cases, win school A and lose school B, means 7/15, then you plus lose school A times win school B plus both win, 2/5 times 8/15. You see, you also get 18/25. So we can consider it differently also, but this would be the easier way lah. Then we compare. Okay. We compare probability of girls at least one win. One minus probability that girls lose for both match. So 1 minus 4/7 times 5/8. 1 minus 4/7 times 5/8. 9/40. So if I compare this, it's easier to see it in decimals. Okay, 3/5 is basically 0.6. 18 over 25 is 0.72. 9 over 14 is 0.6428. Yeah. So they say as long as probability of winning at least one match exceeds 3 over 5, then the team will have a chance of going to the next stage. So basically that means both of them will have the chance because both of them also exceed. Okay, both of them also exceed the 3 over 5 probability, which is 0.6. Yeah. So both are more than 3 over 5. See, more than 3 over 5. Therefore, both teams will have the chance. But boys team will have a higher chance. Okay, both of them will still get the chance because both, we can clearly see the probability is higher than the 3 over 5. It's just that the probability for boys having at least one win is higher. So it is a higher chance to it. Okay. Okay. Then last question from this paper. Examples. So question 17. So Injik Faiz is a cycling enthusiast. Every weekend, he will cycle with his friends around their housing area. Every weekend, cycle. So given diagram shows the speed against time graph of Injik Faiz cycle on a particular day. Based on the speed against time graph, first we want to state uniform speed. So uniform speed would be the speed where it doesn't change. So it's the horizontal line part for the speed against time graph, which shows the speed of 25 km per hour. Then the second part, I want the distance traveled for the last half an hour. Last half an hour, this part, distance from a speed against time graph is the area under the graph. So distance traveled, I can take the area of this triangle. So half times base, 0.5 hours, times the speed, 25. Yeah. So if you calculate, half times 0.5 times 25, I get 6.25 km. That's it. Yeah. Okay, everything is in the correct units, so no unit to be changed. But if, let's say, if they don't put in hours, this is in minutes, make sure to change it in hours, change it to hours because km per hour for the speed. Then the B is a network question. Directed graph representing, I want a directed graph representing longest riding time from the homestay to the waterfall with the condition that all the paths are taken only once. Okay. So this is an undirected but weighted graph. Okay, I want to go from home state, H, end up at the waterfall, W. I want the longest riding time, but I do not want to pass through anywhere twice. Okay, so if I go, say, this way first, I can compare this and this kind of. I want the longest path lah. So if we consider longest out of these three would be here. However, if I take this path, I wouldn't be able to go through all the other points. Yeah, so definitely it's not going to be the ideal case. If I go this way, if I go up, I cannot come back to P. So I would need to go here, like this. So the possible ways for me to go through every point be this way, or this way. Okay, so we compare the parts that are, we compare the two paths. Yeah, we compare the two paths here. Which one has kind of a bigger, I would say, gap to it, bigger duration here, bigger weightage. So this part is the same. I don't need to bother. This part is same. So the parts that are different, which is 1, 2, 3 here with the 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, so 1.2 hours I times 60 minutes plus 0.75 also times 60 minutes plus 17 minutes. That will give us 134 minutes. Yeah. The other one, 2/3 hour times 60 minutes plus 40 minutes plus 30 minutes, 110. So 134 will be the longer path. It's a longer pathway. It's this one. Okay, where it goes through more of the hours path. Okay, more of the hours here. Actually, all paths are taken only once. I also assume all points are only passed once. Okay, because all paths are taken once is a bit ambiguous in a sense. Yeah, because technically I can go back to the same point also. So in a sense, it's like infinite, but I mean, not to say infinite, but I can technically I can go like that, go back to homestay, go like that, then only go here. Yeah, so that would be kind of even longer. In fact, I can even go to the waterfall first, then back to the homestay and go back again, in a sense. So I can go all the way here like that. Yeah, so it can be a very weird roundabout path where it kind of loops back to the same point, then go again. So I'm not going to consider those stuff. Okay, usually your question won't be 1, 2. By right, they should also include in the question pass through only every point once as well. Not just path taken once, but points are passed through once. Okay. So it will be H, B, P, M, R, W. Okay. Then the longest time in hours and minutes, we just plus all this 17 plus 104 hour times 60, 1.2 hours. Let's change everything to minutes first. Plus 10 minutes plus 0.75 times 60. 17 plus 104 times 60 plus 1.2 times 60 plus 10 plus 0.75 times 60. 165. Minutes by 1 hours and minutes. So change it to hours and minutes. Divide by 60. I get 2. Remainder of minus 120. So 2 hours 45 minutes. Yeah. If you need to, you can even use this. Degree and minute is the same as your hours and minutes. Yeah, the unit, the measurement of it. Okay, so that's a kind of quick way for you to get hours and minutes also. Then see here, I have 2 types of bicycle, R and S, during recreational ride on the weekend. So a diameter of rim shown, thickness of the tire for bicycle R shown. So this is for bicycle R. Radius for rim of bicycle S is 3/4 of the radius of the rim for bicycle R. So assuming that distance of the recreational ride on every weekend is 12.5 km. And the thickness of tire of bicycle R and S is the same. So calculate the difference between the number of rotations between both bicycles. So basically, the distance traveled, when we compare number of rotations, basically we look at the distance traveled in one rotation. So one full rotation, the distance that is traveled is basically the circumference of the circle. Yeah, the circumference of the whole tire. So this 600 mm means 60 cm. So it means all the way is 63 cm for bicycle R. So I have to, sorry, my bad, 30 one side, 30 cm one side. So 33 cm for the radius of tire for bicycle R. Okay, so let's find circumference for bicycle R. Circumference is 2 pi R, pi 22/7 times radius 33. 2 times 22/7 times 33. 207 3/7 cm. And for bicycle S, radius of the rim is 3/4 of the radius of rim for bicycle R. I assume thickness of the tire is the same. Okay, because they're just talking about the rim here. And they say thickness, the diameter, sorry. Yeah. Radius of the rim. So radius of rim for bicycle S. 3/4 for the radius of rim for bicycle R, which is 30 plus the 3 cm thickness for the tire. 3/4 times 30 plus 3. 25.5 cm. So circumference for tire S, 2 pi R. 2 times 22/7 times 25.5. Let's put mixed number as well. 162/7 cm. So number of rotations for bicycle R is the 12.5 km. Km means times 10 to the power of 5 to change to cm. Okay, 5 zeros behind. Times 1000 to meters times 100 to cm. So I divide by how much distance for one rotation. So we can take 12.5 times 10 power 5 divided by 207 3/7. 6026 rotations for bicycle S. Also 12.5 times 10 to the power 5, same distance. But this one, each rotation 1602/7. So let's change this to 1602/7, and I get 7,798 rotations. Don't round up, we round down. Because I just consider complete rotations. So incomplete one, even if it's 0.9, is still not a complete rotation. So the difference will be 7798 minus 6026. So a difference of 1,772 rotations. That's the difference. And part D, when Jake Fies wants to buy 2 bicycles for his children. Okay, he has considered 2 options, whether he buys from a shop near his housing area or buy them online. So I need to convert between the currency here in order to compare. Okay, I want to determine which shop should be his choice. So I'm given 1 ringgit is 7 ringgit 9 cents in Thai baht. So we can convert ringgit to Thai baht. We can also consider Thai baht to ringgit. So for TT cycles, okay, we consider the total he has to pay. So it's 5% discount for each bicycle. So for the first bicycle, it will be 95% discount. Okay, on the 650 ringgit. The other one is 95% of 650, then another 10% discount. So times another 90% on the price. So 95% of 650 plus 95% of 650 times another 90%, add another 10% discount. So it's 1,173 ringgit 25 cents. Consider the wheels. Total that has to be paid. 15% for each bicycle. So it's just twice 15% discount. Means 85% of the total price times the 5,500 Thai baht, but I have to plus another 790 Thai baht for the delivery fee. So 2 times 85% times 5,500 plus delivery 790. So it's 10,140, but this is in Thai baht. So in order for us to compare, we need to compare in the same currency. You can convert ringgit to Thai baht or Thai baht to ringgit. It's up to you. Let's say I convert to ringgit. So I have to divide by 790. And I will get 1,283 ringgit 54 cents, which shows this is more expensive. So you should choose TT cycles, as it would be cheaper. Yeah, you can also convert this 1173.25 to Thai baht, means I times 7.9. Yeah, there you see. It's 9,268, which is less than this. So either way, it's cheaper for TT cycles. That's how we justify, by calculating both to compare and put them in the same currency in order to compare. Right? We have reached the end of this paper, so that'll be all. If you like the content, please subscribe to our page and follow for more content. And if you would like to follow me personally, you can also follow me on my IG at Damian Math. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye.